my friend. You know what fascinates me? Two people can live on the same street, work in the same industry, have the same education, and start with the same opportunities. Yet, one retires wealthy and fulfilled, while the other struggles their entire life, wondering what went wrong. I've studied this phenomenon for decades, and here's what I've learned. The difference isn't in their circumstances, it's in how they spent their hours. See, we all talk about being broke financially, but let me tell you something that might shake you up a bit. Most people are broke in time long before they're broke in money. They're bankrupt in hours, and they don't even know it. Let me tell you about two neighbors I knew years ago. Both lived in modest homes. Both worked regular jobs. Both had families. Every morning at 6, both of them woke up to the same sunrise, the same 24 hours stretched out before them like a blank canvas. But here's where the story gets interesting. The first man would stumble out of bed, grab some coffee, flip on the television to catch the news, scroll through his phone for 30 minutes, rush to get ready, and barrel out the door just in time to hit traffic. He'd come home exhausted, eat dinner in front of the TV, watch a few shows, maybe complain about his boss or his bills, and fall asleep around 11. Day after day, year after year, the same routine. Now, the second man, he had a different approach. He'd wake up at the same 6, but he'd spend the first hour reading, learning something new, working on a side project. He'd plan his day, set his priorities, and move through his work with intention. His evenings were spent building something, sometimes a business, sometimes a skill, sometimes just deeper relationships with his family. Fast forward 20 years. The first man was still complaining about the same problems, still waiting for his luck to change, still wondering why life was so hard. The second man had built a successful business, raised kids who respected him, and had options most people only dream about. Same neighborhood, same starting point, same 24 hours every single day. The difference? One spent his time, the other invested it. Here's the truth that most people don't want to hear. Time is the ultimate equal opportunity employer. It doesn't care about your background, your education, your race, your connections, or how much money your parents had. Rich or poor, young or old, educated or not, everyone gets exactly 86,400 seconds deposited into their account every single day. Not 1 second more, not 1 second less. You can't save it up. You can't borrow against tomorrow's allotment. And you sure can't get a refund on yesterday's waste. When that day is over, those seconds are gone forever. Now, that's what I call economic equality. But here's where it gets interesting. While we all get the same time deposit, we don't all get the same return on investment. Some people turn their 24 hours into wisdom, wealth, and wonderful relationships. Others turned the same 24 hours into regret, debt, and broken dreams. The time was the same. The return was radically different. Why? Because one group learned to invest their hours like a genius, while the other group spent their hours like a fool. Let me share something with you. The most expensive words in the English language might just be these 4. I don't have time. Every time someone says that to me, I want to stop them right there and say, no, you have all the time there is. What you don't have is a plan for your time. What you don't have is discipline in your time. What you don't have is respect for your time. See, when someone tells me they don't have time to read, they're really saying reading isn't a priority. When they say they don't have time to exercise, they're saying health isn't a priority. When they say they don't have time to work on their dreams, well, they're saying their dreams aren't a priority, and that's fine. You get to choose your priorities. But don't lie to yourself about it. You have time. You're just spending it on other things. I'll never forget when I first started working for a mentor who changed my life. I was about 25 years old, broke, behind on my promises, and making excuses for everything. One morning I showed up late to a meeting and I gave the usual story. Traffic was bad, alarm didn't go off. You know how it is. The mentor looked at me with piercing eyes and said, Successful people get up early. They don't wait for the alarm. They beat it. They don't fight traffic. They avoid it. They don't make excuses. They make progress. Then came something I'll never forget. If you want to know where you'll be in 5 years, show me how you spend your mornings. That hit me like a ton of bricks. He wasn't talking about luck or circumstances or opportunities. He was talking about the small decisions I was making with my hours every single day. So I started paying attention, and you know what I noticed? The wealthy people in my life, the successful ones, the ones who seem to have it all figured out, they used their mornings completely different than I did. While I was sleeping in and rushing around, they were already 3 hours into their day. They'd exercise, they'd read, they'd plan, they'd already accomplished more before breakfast than most people do all day. And here's the kicker, they had the same morning hours I did, they just valued them differently. Let me give you some mathematics that might change your perspective. Let's say you waste just 30 minutes a day. Maybe it's mindless scrolling on your phone. Maybe it's watching TV shows you don't even enjoy. Maybe it's sitting in the break room complaining about things you can't control. Just 30 minutes seems harmless, right? But let's do the math. 30 minutes a day times 365 days equals 182.5 hours a year. That's over 7 full days. In 5 years, that's 36 days. More than a full month of waking hours completely wasted. In 40 years, that's 293 days. Almost an entire year of your life gone, vanished, spent on nothing that mattered. Now, let's flip that around. What if you invested that same 30 minutes every day in reading books in your field? In 5 years, you'd be an expert. What if you spent it building relationships with people who could help you grow? In 5 years, you'd have an incredible network. What if you used it to exercise, to learn a new skill, to work on a business idea? The compound effect would be absolutely staggering. Same 30 minutes, completely different life. But here's what most people do. They confuse being busy with being productive. They run around all day checking things off lists, putting out fires, responding to every email and every notification, and they fall into bed exhausted, thinking they've had a productive day. But busy doesn't equal productive. Activity doesn't equal accomplishment. You can be busy going in circles. You can be busy doing things that don't matter. The question isn't, are you busy? The question is, are you productive? Are you moving towards something that matters? Are your hours building something or just filling something? Here's a distinction that changed everything for me. You cannot manage time. Time manages itself just fine. Midnight comes whether you're ready or not. The sun rises on schedule. Seconds tick by at their own pace. Completely indifferent to your plans or wishes or stress levels. You can't manage time, but you can manage yourself. You can manage your choices. You can manage your focus. You can manage your priorities. You can manage what you say yes to and what you say no to. That's where the power is. Not in controlling time, but in controlling yourself within time. Think about it this way. If someone gave you $86,400 every morning with the condition that you had to spend it all that day or lose it forever, would you waste it? Would you just throw hundreds of dollars in the trash? Of course not. You'd spend every penny on things that mattered to you. Well, that's exactly what happens with your seconds every day. You get 86,400 of them, and whatever you don't invest wisely just disappears. Yet, most people treat their seconds like they're unlimited, like there's always tomorrow, like they can waste today and make it up later. But the truth is, you can't. A wasted hour is gone forever. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. You can recover from financial bankruptcy, but you can't recover from time bankruptcy. When your time runs out, that's it, game over? No. Extensions, no do-overs, no second chances. That's why how you spend your hours isn't just important, it's everything. Your hours become your days become your years, and your years become your life. Show me how someone spends their hours and I'll show you their future.